Hello my friends, my name is Max, and today we're going to get a PhD in Dreadnoughts. We're gonna build this really nice Saturnine Dreadnought from the Saturnine books from the Horus Heresy. This is the most complex Dreadnought I have ever seen in my life. It has tons of bits, extremely complex, and today we're going to figure out how to assemble this thing. As always, by the end of this video, we'll figure out answers for 3 simple questions. Does this mini look cool when assembled? Is it easy and fun to build it? Spoiler alert, no for an easy part, for sure. And how does it stand next to other minis? This miniature has a lot of bits. People on the internet ask why is that the case. I see at least 2 answers. I'm pretty sure Games Workshop might have even more. Firstly, this is so-called IKEA effect. The thing that you have built with your own hands is more valuable for you than the thing that you purchased from someone. And secondly, doing things this way, I strongly suspect they avoid a lot of mold line on the bits. The bits are so small, you just have to remove the parts of the sprue from them, and you don't have to scratch them that much. Anyways, let's go ahead and start building the dreadnoughts. And we start with the legs. We would need bits 23 and 24. And of course, we will add bit 10 when we are done with these 2. These are my bits 23 and 24. They are supposed to be assembled like this. There are tiny locks over here. And let's glue them. Next, we need to add bit number 10 over here. Bit number 10 is extremely tiny. It's very small. And it is supposed to be sitting over here. And guess what? You are supposed to add it before you actually combine these 2 bits together. That is why I will have to remove this kind of stuff and place it here. Here we go, bit 10 is over here. I will try to remember to avoid this with the second leg. And we move next to bits 11 and 12. These are my bits 11 and 12. They're supposed to be glued like this. There is a lock here too. Here we go. And now let's add this thing to the thing that we have built before. So this one. It has a lock over here. So it should be assembled like this. Go into glue it. This is our leg so far. Next we need to add 2 more bits on the sides, 25 and 26. These are my bits 25 and 26. Very peculiar shape of these ones. And they are supposed to be added over here. Like this. Very easy to add. This is very well-defined look. That is bit 25. And bit 26 goes here. We can see that the look over here is different, so you don't mix them up. Moreover, you are supposed to put glue here. There are some looks here too. This is our leg so far. Currently I'm even struggling to understand where is top and the bottom, but we shall see. Next we need to add bit 15 over here. This is my bit 15. Bit 15 is supposed to be sitting like this. And this is our bit 15 in place. Next, something more recognizable as part of the lower leg, bit 27. Bit 27 looks fairly large, has some looks here too, and it is supposed to be sitting over here in this position. There is a look over here. Here we go. This is how it should be sitting. I recommend dry fitting this first. And we have arrived to this state. Next, they want us to add bits 28 and 29. The bit 28 is seemingly the bottom, and bit 29 is the other side of the leg. I guess we are supposed to place 28 in between. It is really hard to figure out how the 28 is supposed to be by looking at the picture, but I think this is how it should be. It should be sitting somewhat like this over here. There is kind of a look over here. This is how this bit is supposed to be sitting here. And the 29 is supposed to lock it in place like this. This is our leg so far. Next we arrive to the very first choice of beats in this wonderful dreadnought. We're gonna go, of course, with the fanciest option, beat 34. This is how we're gonna roll today. We're gonna pick the fanciest beats every time. This is our beat 34. As we can see, has some Imperial Thunderbolts over here. And it seemingly should be sitting over here like this. Very, very cool. Let's put some glue. Here we go. This is the front part of our leg. Very nice. And we have done this part. Let's go to the back part of the leg. We would need beat 30. This is my beat 30. It's supposed to be sitting over here, like this. This is the beat 30 in place. And next we need to assemble beats 31 and 22. Beat 22 is this tiny thing over here. I don't know what it is, but it is supposed to be sitting over here. There is a look. It should be assembled like this. Here we go. Let's glue these two small beats first. This is beat 22 in place. And now we need to place this thing the other way around over here. Like this. Let's try to do just that. And this is our beat 31 in place. Next, they want us to add the top part of this leg, the kneecap, so to speak, 32. This is my 32. And it should be sitting over here like this. This is our kneecap, so to speak. Looking nice. And we are done with this, what looks like a right leg. We put it aside and we move to the next leg, the left leg presumably. We would need beats 9, 8, and 10. So we're gonna do the same thing for the left leg. This is our beats 9 and 8. And we remember that we're supposed to place beat 10 over here. This is my beat 10, super tiny. Going to glue it first. Here we go. And this is our left leg so far. Next we need to place this beats 37B, which we're supposed to build from beats 11 and 12. We built just one, so we're gonna do the same thing here. These are my 11 and 12, and they should be assembled like this. Going to glue them. There is a look. And now this thing is supposed to be sitting over here, like this. Looking nice. Next we need bits 13 and 14. These are our 13 and 14. Let's start with the 14. It should be attached over here. There are locks. Here we go. And another one should be sitting over here. Like this. Bits 13 and 14 are in place. Now we need to find bits 15. This is our old friend, bit 15. And it should be sitting over here. Like this. This is our bit 15 in place. And we arrived to bit 16. That should be sitting over here. This is my bit 16. This is where it should be sitting. Here we go. Next, 17 and 18. Out of these two bits, the 17 goes in between. This is how it should be sitting. If you cannot slide it in place over here, rotate it, and then it will stand. In our case, this is my position, the correct position. So you cannot really mess this up. Here we go. Bit 17 and bit 18 locks it in place, like this. Here we go. Very, very nice. We pick, of course, yet another one with the thunderbolts, bit 34. This is our bit 34. Goes over here. Let's glue it. This is our bit 34 in place. And we're done in this state. Next, we add more stuff to the back of the leg. We start with bit 19. This is my bit 19. We already know it should be over here. And let's glue it. And this is our bit 19. Bits 20 and tiniest 22. Yet again, our old friends that should be assembled like this. Going to build them first. If you lose this bit 22, no one will even notice. Here we go. And now let's place this thing. Should be sitting here. And this is the back of the leg assembles. And we cover all this with bit 21. This is my bit 21. It should be sitting over here. And that is bit 21 in place too. And we are done with the left leg. This is exactly the state that we got. We move forward and we arrive to the most confusing part of this miniature, building the feet. I took a liberty of drawing some stuff on this instruction set, and hopefully this is gonna be helpful for not just me. The thing is that you basically are supposed to build, first of all, 2 feet like this, and these things are really built from these bits. This is the front, and this is the back. And the reason I know that is because I kinda looked at them and figured that the longer one, this one, is supposed to be in front. And this one is supposed to be at the back, and these two are on the sides. Anyways, hopefully this is gonna make more sense when we build one of them. Let's start with the base of it, 35, 36. This is my bit 35 and the 36. They are supposed to be assembled like this. There is only one correct position. Here we go. We would need to build 2 of them. This whole instruction set is supposed to be done twice. So let's build the second one. Exactly the same. Here we go. This is the second one. Next, we're gonna build the front part. Bits 40 and 41. These are my bits 40 and 41. They should be combined like this. Here we go. This is the front part. Let's build the second one. This is the back part, beats 44 and 45. This is the first one. And this is the second one. And now a lot of, namely 4, beats 42 and 43 combined together. Okay, we have done all the lower looking parts of it, and now we need to add more things here. The back one is supposed to receive A39. This is my beat 39. It's supposed to be done like this. Here we go. This is the back one. We're gonna do the same for the second one. This is the second one. The front part is supposed to get the 37. This is the largest one. This is the beats 37. It's supposed to be like this. This is the front part. We build another one. This is another front part. And the left and right beats are supposed to get beats 38. There are 4 of them. This is beat 38. And it is supposed to be looking like this. This is the side stabilizer, so to speak. This is the first one. The second one. The third one. And the fourth one. And now we need to assemble all these things into something resembling this kind of stuff. This is gonna be the front part. This is where the front part is going. It's over here. There we go. The back part, 39C plus 39. Should be standing here. And the side parts. The side parts have a look. You cannot really mess this up. This is our foot, looking like this. Like modern dreadnoughts, so to speak. We're gonna give it a bit of rest. And do the same with this thing. And that is the second foot. Next we need to build kind of a lower part of the torso. We're gonna start with 3 beats 46 combined together. I have these 3 beats, they are exactly the same. Should be combined like this. Here we go. This is our funny looking thing. And it is supposed to be sitting on beat 47. This is our beat 47. Should be in this position. And this thing is supposed to be sitting over here like this. They tell us to glue the top. And of course the top did not do it. So we will have to put some glue in these areas. Here we go. We have achieved this thing. Now we need to use beats 1 and 2. These are my beats 1 and 2. They are supposed to hold the legs, I believe. And they should be assembled like this. There are locks. Here we go. We place beat 4 on top of this thing. This is our beat 4. It is symmetrical, so it is supposed to be sitting anyway. This is our beat 4 in place. And next we add the front part and the back part of the lower torso, beat 5 and 3. Let's start with beat number 3. This is the lower part of the torso. It is supposed to be sitting over here. Here we go, guys. And the front part is supposed to be over here. Beat number 5. Kinda groin protection. I don't know if there is any groin for a space marine wearing this suit of armor. But we have to protect it. Here we go. Next, we assemble this thing from the previous step on top of our thing from this step. So it is supposed to be kinda sitting like this. It is actually quite peculiar that they want us to glue it. But if they want us to have this glued, let's glue it. There we go. And now we need to add these two things built from beats 6 and 7. And these ones are supposed to be for the legs. This is the first pair. It should be assembled like this. Let's glue it. There are locks. This is the first bit. And let's build the second one. Here we go. This is the second one. They are exactly the same, so we can use any of those two. And they have looks over here that are exactly the same as here. So they are supposed to be assembled like this. This is a fixed position. There is no way to improvise here. Which in my book is a great thing. Because building some dreadnoughts from the Horus Heresy before, there are numerous ways to mess up the legs position and the torso position, so they look weird. We do the same here. Here we go. This is our lower torso. Yet again, these looks are very handy, because as we figured out recently, even the Saturnine Terminators suffer from the lack of predefined positions of the legs. There are numerous ways to mess them up. Games Workshop even had to make an article explaining how to build those guys, because the assembly instructions, as we learned in the previous video, are a bit wonky. Anyways, we have done this, and we have achieved this situation. So let's go ahead and try to build all these things together. What do we have? We have a left leg, we have a right leg, we have 2 feet, and we have this thing over here. So exactly this kind of setup. Let's see, the legs have looks here, as you can see, so they are very well defined. So let's start with the legs. Don't mix up fronts and back. This is gonna be the front. Make sure you don't make this mistake. There we go. And the same for this leg. You can't imagine how happy I am that they managed to do these looks. So you don't have to do any guesswork with the legs. This is our legs. And exactly the same thing, this is a look that is supposed to be here. Exactly the same thing is waiting us here. This is more or less fixed position. And the same goes here. Here we go. It actually worked, guys. It actually worked. I'm mildly impressed that all this stuff actually looks okay. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. These are our legs. Next, we are supposed to build what looks like a shoulder. Correction, 2 shoulders. This number 2 means that's 2 of them. Let's start with beats 47 and 48. I have these beats cleaned up. They're supposed to be combined together, like this. And let's glue them. Here we go. Next we add a beat 49 with some pipes. This is my bit 49. It is supposed to be sitting over here, like this. Looks a bit awkward. There we go. And after that, we add bit 50. This is our bit 50. Looks like a shoulder pad or pauldron. And it is supposed to be sitting over here like this. Here we go. After that, we are supposed to add bits 52 and 51. Let's start with bit 52. This is my bit 52. This is how it is supposed to be sitting over here. Here we go. And next is the bit 51, this one. It is very symmetrical. It has some locks over here. So these two are supposed to be assembled like this. And this is one of our presumable shoulder pads. Let's build another one really quickly. And this is the second one. So we have two of these things assembled. Next, they want us to build this thing, which looks like a connection for the weapon to the torso, made from bits 48, and we need to have two of them. These are my bits 48. They're supposed to be assembled like this. There are two looks. This is the first one. And this is the second one. We flip a page, and we arrive to what looks like a humongous plasma bombard in the ends. Let's start with this instruction set, bits C1 and C2. These are two bits that are mentioned over there. They're supposed to be sitting together like this. There are multiple looks. Here we go. This is our part assembled. Next, we are supposed to build these two things, which I don't even know what it is. We would need bits C5 and C6. This is bit C5 and bit C6. They apparently are supposed to be combined together along these lines. This looks bizarre, but let's build them together. All right, this is one. And the second one is made from C3 and C4. These are the next set of bits. They are supposed to be assembled like this. And let's glue them too. Here we go. This is another really strange pipe. And next we are supposed to add a bunch of some sort of plugs, C7 to 3 bits. These are my C7 plugs. Let's see how they should be added here. They should be sitting like this. There is a look. Here we go. And these things are supposed to have them too. The second one and the third one. Here we go. No idea what it is. And next we are supposed to combine this part with these strange looking pipes. I guess this bit goes here, because this one cannot. It goes over here, so you cannot really mix them up. This is one. And this is two. And we get this kind of picture over here. Interesting. Next we move to bit number 8, which looks like a side of the plasma bombard. This is my bit 8. Should be sitting over here like this. There are some locks. Here we go. And next we add sides C10 and C9. This is our C10. Should be sitting over here apparently, like this. This is my bit 10 in place. And now let's add a bit number 9. The bit number 9 looks very similar, but it is sitting on the other side. And this is bit number 9, assembles. Alright, that starts to look like a plasma bombard. And next we add a top part C11. This is our bit C11. And it should be sitting over here. Very, very neat. Here we go. The bulk of the plasma bombard is assembled. Next we add this bit 12 that finishes the weapon. This is my bit number 12. It is supposed to be sitting like this. And it is in place now. Very, very cool. And some sort of pipe, C13. This is the pipe. Has a very peculiar shape. And it is supposed to be going somewhere here. It's easy to see where it goes. It goes at the very bottom over here. The pipe is in place. And next we have some executive decisions to make. We can have this thing closed or opened. And I think the opens position, this one, is pretty much for the state when the weapon is about to be shot or when it was just shot. I frankly think this looks cooler than this one, so let's build this one, the open one. We would need lots of bit 17 for that, namely 6. Bit 17, all are very, very tiny. Let's try not to lose any of them. They're very easy to place in the closed position, but in the opened one, they are a bit wonky. So I'm a bit torn, but let's do this anyway. We're supposed to glue this hinge. So it should be like this, more or less. Let's add more. Wow, it looks unbelievably cool. This weapon looks amazing. Very, very nice. And we are done with the plasma bombard. Next, we're supposed to build a larger version of the twin heavy disintegrator that the Terminators are wielding. This one is for the Dreadnought. That means that it is larger. I don't know the official name though. We're gonna start with bits 18 and 19. These are my bits. They are supposed to be sitting together like this. Here we go. This is our gun so far. And now we need to add a lot of stuff in a specific order. We're gonna start with this thing saying first step C20. This is my bit C20. And it is supposed to be sitting over here like this. I'm gonna glue it directly. Here we go. Next we add this bit C23. Bit C23 looks like some sort of a, I don't even know what it is. And it should be sitting like this. After that we add another pipe looking thing from the bottom. C21. This is the bit 21. Goes over here. Here we go. And 2C22 over here. This is one. It should be sitting over here like this. There are locks. This is one. And that is two of them over here. Next, we need to build the smaller things from bits 25 and 26. This is 25 and 26, and they are supposed to be assembled like this. This is one. And 24 and 25 are next. These are these bits, and they're supposed to be combined together like this. And this is the second part. Next, we are supposed to add them on the left and right. Let's start with the first one. That should be sitting over here. Somewhat like this. This is the right one. And this is the left one. Wow. Next, we're supposed to build this really bizarre drum of some sort. I don't even know what it is. 27, 28, and 29. This is bit 27, it's the bottom, and this is bit 28, it's the middle. They're supposed to be combined like this. The bit 28 seems to be symmetric. Here we go. And next we add bit 29 on top of bit 28. This is more pipes, bit 29. This is bit 28. So I'm gluing this part. Here we go. And now this whole setup goes somewhere here. Should be sitting over here. There are locks. You cannot mess this up. This is how it looks when assembled. And we add two things to close this thing. 30 and 30. This is the first 30. Should be sitting over here, like this. There is a look over here. If you're struggling, just rotate it a bit. This is the first one. And this is the second one. All right. This looks like a fancy gun. And looks like we are done with it. Okay. We turn a page and we arrive to some executive decisions. We're supposed to build the front part of the torso. And that means that we will have to choose some bits over here. So we have 4 options for the torso. I really like this one with the Imperial Eagle. This one looks heretic to me, so I will go with this one. As a Loyalist Dreadnought, we're gonna use this thing for sure. And we're gonna go for a nice-looking hat. These ones, they look quite old-stylish to me, even though I would prefer to go with the fancy face over here. But I find this one a bit more interesting. Let's build this hat and let's assemble this front part of the torso. Since we're building the knight-looking hat, we're gonna need bits 27 and 26. These are my bits. They are supposed to be combined together along these lines. So it is face with eyes. I'm gonna really carefully glue them. This is bottom part of my hat. And now I need to add the top part. Yet again, this one with spikes looks like a heretic to me, so I will go with the blank one, 28. This is the top of the head, 28. And it is supposed to be sitting over here like this. Let's glue it. Here we go. This is our head. And next we are supposed to place these heads on this bit 30. This is my bit 30. Our head is supposed to be sitting over here along these lines. So let's do just that. We're gonna add our heads in this kind of position. And next we're supposed to place it in the chest plates, which we said we're gonna use beats B33. This is my beat 33, looks very imperial. And let's see how the head's beats is supposed to be sitting over here. It should be like this. I think it looks fairly cool. And we are supposed to place this thing over here like this. Let's try to do just that. There are locks here. Here we go. This is our pal in a chest plate. And next we add this decoration B64. B64 is fairly delicate. It had locks, and it is supposed to be sitting on these spikes. So I will try to add it really carefully. And this is our pal with a decoration above him. This is kind of iron halo thing. Very nice. We're done with this part, so we move forward to the mounted weapons, and we have two options here. We either go with a photonic incinerator, two of them, or we go with a concussive resonator. And this incinerator looks a bit boring. Let's go with the concussive resonator. We would need beats 41, 42, and 40. And we start with 41 and 42. These are the first two beats of the concussive resonator. They should be assembled like this. I'm going to glue them together. Here we go. And now we add beat 40. The beat 40 looks like this kind of thing. And it is supposed to be sitting over here like this. This is our first concussive resonator, looking sharp. And the second one is built from beats 39, 38, and 40. And we start with 38 and 39. These are my beats. And as previously, they should be combined like this. Here we go. And now beat 40 goes here in front of it. And this is our concussive resonator number 2. Looking nice. Next, we are supposed to make some executive decisions on the chest protection. I personally like these two beats with Imperial Thunderbolts, beat 49 and 51, but it is perfectly fine to go with any of them here. Let's start with these things. These are basically camera arrays that are supposed to be sitting on the chest protection. And we will start with beats 38 and 39. These are our tiny 38 and 39, lots of cameras over here, auspexes of any sorts, and you build them basically from the back. This is how they should be combined together. And I'm going to glue these two things. Here we go. This is first beats. And next we build exactly the same, but on the other side. Beats 43 and 44. Looking exactly like this, but mirrored. And we put glue in this small hole. And actually over here. Here we go. Now these two things are supposed to be sitting on this chest protection. As I mentioned, we're gonna go with 49 and 51. This is how these beats look together. Very cool. We flip them like this, because we're looking at them from the back. And we take this from the previous step and place it over here, like this. There is a look. Here we go. And this is how it looks from the front. Very good. And we do the same with this right one. And this is the right part with the cameras and stuff. We put them aside too, so we're putting aside a lot of things now. Next we're gonna build what looks like some parts of back of the miniature. Like this looks like a spine. We start with beats 60 and 61. These are my beats 60 and 61. And apparently we are supposed to combine them together along these lines. Here we go. This is how it looks. Next we're supposed to add some things on left and right. And we start with this, whatever it is, 56 and 55. These are my beats 56 and 55. They are supposed to be combined like this. So the glue goes over here. There we go. This is the first part. This one. And now we do the same with beats 57 and 58. And these are supposed to be combined like this. Here we go. This is the second beat. This one. And now we're supposed to assemble all three of them together, which is gonna be interesting. So it should be like this. There is a lock over here, and this beat is supposed to be going over here, like this. Okay, let's try to make it happen. We have achieved this kind of thing. I don't know what it is, but it looks funny. And now we're supposed to add 2 B59s at every end of it. These things look like this. They're plugs of some sort. They're supposed to be sitting over here, like this. Very peculiar. So you glue this part. Here we go. This is the first one. Here comes the second one. And this is the second one. And that is the thing that we were building. This one. And guess what? We're supposed to be building a symmetrical one, but another one. We start with beats 53 and 54. This is how they are supposed to be sitting together. We already know the drill. Here we go. This is the first step done. Next we're assembling 55 and 56. It's exactly the same as here. They're supposed to be built like this. This is our bit done. And we do the same with 57, 58, exactly like here. Like this. There we go. And next we need to assemble all of them together. Here we go. And the plugs, 259s. And this is our second bit assembled. We have two of them, looking very, very similar, but I think they're supposed to be used like this. And next we need to build this part. We are starting to build the upper part of the torso. We would need bits B1, B2, and B6. This is my bits B1, and this is a bit B6. And they are supposed to be assembled like this. I'm going to put the glue over here. Here we go. And we do the same with bit number 2 that is supposed to be sitting over here. Like this. Here we go. Next we need to add more stuff to this setup. Let's start with bit B7. This is my beat B7. Has a very peculiar shape. And what looks like a look over here. It is supposed to be sitting over here. Like this. Here we go. Next, let's add B3 that is supposed to be sitting exactly the same, but over here. This is my beat B3. This is how it should be glued. And this is beat 3 in place. Next, let's find B8 that is supposed to be added over here. This is B8. And B8 is sitting over here. This is B8. And B4 goes on the other side. This is my beat 4. And it goes over here. Now we have the beat number 4 in place. That is how our thing looks so far. Next, they want us to add right and left sides of the torso. This is gonna be B9 and B5. Let's start with B9. This is a very elaborate B9. It is supposed to be sitting on the right side. Like this. Has a very peculiar shape. Let's glue it. This is the right side of the torso. And the left one is B5. This is my beat number 5. And it is supposed to be sitting over here. And now the beat number 5 is in place too. Very good. The back is gonna be B10. This is how it looks. It is supposed to be sitting here. Like this. This is our beat 10 in place. Starts to get some shape. Next comes B11. Kinda top back part of it. This is my beat 11. And it should be sitting over here. Like this. Here we go. Looking very, very nice. Nice and easy. Next we build some stuff that is gonna be on top from beats 12 and 13. Let's see how it should be assembled. There are some looks here. This thing is supposed to be assembled like this. Here we go. And now we need to add B14 in front of this thing. This is my beat 14. It should be sitting over here. Here we go. And all this thing is supposed to be placed somewhere here. Should be sitting here like this. Let's try to glue it. Nice, nice. Next we are supposed to add beat 15 on top of the front parts, upper front parts of the torso. This is my beat 15. And it goes over here. This is beat 15 in place. Next, they want us to add more stuff here. Let's start with the smaller things, B18. We would need 4 of them. This is the first one. It has a look. And all of them are supposed to be added over here. So let's do just that. Beats 18 are in place. Next we add beat 17 in front over here. This is my beat 17. Should be done like this. Here we go. And beat 16 lower part of the torso, the front part. This is my beat 16. Should be added over here. And that is beat 16 in place. We move forward. Now we need to add some exhausts. Let's start with the smaller ones, 19s. That should be at the lower back over here. This is the first one. Should be sitting over here, like this. There is a look. Here we go. And the second one goes here. This is the second one. The larger ones are different. We start with the left one, beat 20. This is beat 20. It is supposed to be sitting over here. This is the left one, number 20. And the right one is 21. Go in here. This is my beat 21. Should be sitting over here. Beats 21. Very, very good. And we have achieved this state. And next we are supposed to assemble a lot of parts here. First of all, they tell us that we are supposed to add this torso part on the legs. We have our legs over here. This is our torso. And this is how it is supposed to be sitting. There is no look whatsoever, so we are supposed to figure out where the miniature is gonna go. There is a degree of flexibility here. So let's try to do just that. I think this is a good enough position. Kinda stands and looking forward. Next, they want us to add these arms things, namely these two things over here. So they are supposed to be in this shape. That is how they look like. That is one, and another one is over there. And we are supposed to glue them together. And of course, you can magnetize them if you want, but I don't think it makes sense to magnetize this part. It probably makes sense to magnetize whatever comes here, especially if you want to use different weapons. Anyways, this is how they sit over here. Our pal is gonna have a relaxed pose, so to speak. Number 3 is the chest plate. This thing over here. So we are supposed to place it here somehow. Like this. 3 large locks over here. That is our pal with the face. And number 4 is these side parts, side plating. We have 2 of them over here. This is how they look like. They are supposed to be over here, like this. This is the left one. And this is the right one. Looking very, very cool. Looks incredible. So we have added all these things, and now we need to add some additional pipes. 46 on the right and 45 on the left. This is my pipe 46. It is supposed to be sitting over here. Go into glue it. There is a look over here. This is our pipe on the right, and another one comes over here on the left. This one. This is another pipe. Looking good. We flip a page. And now we are supposed to add more stuff here. Let's start with concussive resonators. They are supposed to be under his armpits over here. This is the right one. This is how it looks. Technically, you most likely can magnetize it too. I don't care that much. I will just glue it directly. Going to make it sit over here, parallel to the ground. This is the right one, and the left one is going here. And this is the left one. Very, very cool. And next we are supposed to add the shoulder pads. So these things are basically the basis for the shoulder pads. These pipes should go to the back side. So this one is the left one. And this one is the right one over here. And let's see. This one is supposed to be sitting on this one. Like this. As you can see, there is a lock over here, and some guidance over here. So let's fix them in place. And that is our left shoulder. And let's do the same with the right one. Beat 63 and this whole thing. This is my beat 63. There's a very similar setup over here. Should be attached roughly like this. And this is the right shoulder. We will give it a bit of rest too. And next we need to build some things for the back of the shoulder pads. We would need to take beat 36, which is the left back part of it, and add a radiator grill 37. These are our beats. This is the radiator grill. They should be assembled like this. There is a look over here. Here we go. And let's do the same with the right beats 41 and 42. These are my beats. They're supposed to be sitting like this. There is also a look here. Here we go. And this is the right one. Now we need to add both of these things to the shoulder pads. And here we can see that these things are already on the Mini. So I guess we are supposed to add them here. So this is the right one. Alright, I think I made a mistake here. You see, this spike is supposed to be over here. That means that this bit should really be sitting on this kind of thing over here. Like this. So let's fix that. This is definitely the right one. Going to put more glue. Should be sitting like this. And it should be sitting over here like this. On this spike. So let's do just that. Going to glue this spike. And I am adding this thing over here. And this is how it looks. And we do the same with this one. It's supposed to be fixed in this position. Go into glue it. Here we go. And this spike goes in this hole. So I basically mixed up left and right here. Kind of peculiar how I managed to do that. And we know that this is the right position because these cameras are sitting just in this hole over here. And that is how they are supposed to be sitting here. Okay. This is our fronts, and that means that this is our back. So let's take a look. This thing is supposed to be over here. It's supposed to be sitting like this. And they suggest we glue the same parts. This one, and this one. And this is the back of the right shoulder assembled, looking like sitting in the correct position. Very good. And we do the same for this one, for the left one. And this is the left shoulder in place. Beautiful. So this is our pal so far. Looking nice. We're finally done with the shoulders, full of teleport beacons and stuff, and now we need to build the weaponry. The peculiar part over here is this particular picture, because apparently you can put a plasma bombard into his left arm. I don't know what is gonna go in the right arm. It is just one plasma bombard in this kit. Anyways, we're gonna do the default picture. We're gonna do this loadout, and that means that we follow these instructions. So we would need to add additional pipe C14 and some sort of thing C15. This is our plasma bombard, looking cool. Let's add a pipe. This pipe, this is the bottom. This pipe is supposed to be sitting over here, like this. Let's glue it. This pipe is ready. And this thing over here is supposed to be sitting, I don't even know where. I guess it's supposed to be over here to close this thing, because there is definitely some piping going on here. Here we go. This is our finished plasma bombard. And it should be sitting on these beats. We have 2 of these beats. So this is how it should be. As you can see, it rotates. It can be probably magnetized. I'm not entirely sure myself. And we're gonna add these 2 things more or less at the same time, because this thing is supposed to be over here. Let's do them at the same time so we can move the arm before it glues. And the plasma bombard is supposed to be glued over here. Here we go. The question now is how we want to have it. I think we want to have it more or less horizontal. And that means that we will end up in this kind of position. Let's give it a little bit of rest. And in the meanwhile, we do the same for this weapon. Go into glue here and here. We add these bits. And then we glue over here. Then we add it like this. Looking nice. Let's give it a bit of rest. Alright, this is our pal. And let's add him on a base. We need a 100mm base, which is 10 centimeters here in Sweden. And we're supposed to place all these feet on this base. And this, my friends, is our finished miniature. It looks absolutely amazing. And it is humongous. I will give this miniature 5 service cows out of 5 for the sheer fun of building it. And I will give it 4 out of 5 for its ease of assembly. Partly because of the feet, they were really hard to figure out. And partly because of the shoulders. Other than that, everything else is fairly straightforward, and the upper part of the torso is pure joy to assemble. This miniature is very, very large, and it might require some partial assembly for the weapons. I myself don't care that much, that is why I'm just assembling everything in one go. But keep in mind that the arms might be easier to paint separately. And let's take a look how he stands next to some other minis. This is how the Saturnine compares to a Dreadnought from the 41st Millennium. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Look at this. Saturnine is much larger. Compared to a Saturnine Terminator, we can see that Saturnine Dreadnought is twice as large? More than twice as large? I think it's more than twice as large. It is humongous. The technology, seemingly, is the same, but we can see that the Dreadnought is just humongous. Compared to a Primaris Space Marine, this is not even funny. The Primaris Space Marine is tiny. And this is the Mark II Centurion next to a Saturnine. This is unbelievable, guys. This thing is huge. And I think, my friends, this is gonna be it for today. Let me know in the comments below if you have built your Saturnine Dreadnought. How long did it take? In my case, it was roughly ballpark of 6-ish hours. Took me quite a while to accomplish this spell. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribe to the channel. We have tons of other miniatures to build. Stay tuned for that. As always, check out the video that you see now on your screen. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.